Hello, sorry about that. Somebody came to the door and my dog was barking and I didn't want to subject you to that. But I did take the time during the break to find in the setup that it has to be a $20 city. You cannot do a Y city even with our ability, and unless we start with this company that specifically states, excuse me, that it starts with a Y city. So that brings quite a dilemma for us. If I pick this guy, the Y cities, of course, are free, but I have to deal with the fact that my first city is going to be a crappy $20 city. You know, that's not the end of the world. You can still build a rail network. It just means that this $30 spot is not going to be as glamorous as I want it to be. Then it becomes, you know, so I was tempted, you know, maybe if I take this, I get an extra $50 in the company, and then I can lay Y cities for free. So, you know, between the two, I would have something that I can accomplish. It's sort of pressuring me to do this just so I can have that Y city to start with. And you might be wondering, well, is it really that big of a deal? But I mean, the Y city is a very big deal, especially if you can get it to go brown. It's a super big deal. I just wanted the company that gave me two trains. I think that's, well, I'm pouting. I'm sorry. I'm going to try this guy. I'm going to take this one back off. So we're going to get rid of the Y city debate. And then I will start with the Y city company. And let's do it. So we get a 10% discount on trains. Obviously the first train is free. So we get a 2 train there. We get $500 in our company. And I know this is just a little bit off camera, but he's got his 1-2 train. He's got his $500. This is our $30. And these are our free tiles. And he gets a 50% share. Oh, I already gave it to him. No, I didn't. He gets the director share of this. And we get the director's share of that. And these other 2 companies are out of the game. And off we go. We gotta put our starting city down, and because of what I did, I get to lay a Y city. So I'm gonna go the opposite direction of him because I don't want to connect to his network. Okay, so I know that was a long introduction, but I really think the start to these games is actually the difference between beating this guy and not beating him. So I can put to rest whether or not he's too easy. He's not too easy. In fact, I'm so nervous about these opening decisions. That's a demonstration that he was a challenge. So well done there, 18 Lilliput. I would suggest that he's a challenge just because he cheats on the trains, but so it's not super exciting how he wins, but it's at least something. Okay, so we get to go first. I only have $30. We're not buying a share. I'm not laying a token. We only have 1-2 train. We're not buying trains, at least not yet. So we're going to just lay track, and it's going to be both of these. These are going to be our 2 actions, and I'll put those up at the top. So we can't do a green track yet, so we're going to do 2 yellow tracks. So I was thinking maybe I should have started with the Y city guy just because of this dilemma I'm running into right now. I have $500. I'm going to buy 2 trains, but I think I'm going to buy them. I mean, if I do this, that's 2 of my trains, but it's at the end of the 3 phase. Oh, sorry. I only have $500, so what do I want to do? Well, first of all, I'm laying 2 tracks. One of them has to be a non-city. So I'm going to lay that like so for 1. And then do I want to pay the $50 for 2? If I put a Y city here, it'll upgrade obviously to a green Y city, but then there's only room for 1 brown city in the game, and of course it would be that one or this one, so one of these 2 is going to be green and never go up. I could put a regular city here, and eventually it becomes just as valuable as a green Y city. But it's 2 upgrades instead of 1, and of course I'm competing with Mr. Magoo over here. And then the question becomes is, can I really afford to pay $50 to lay that Y city? And that's my dilemma. You know what, right now I'm not taking any revenue from that city. So I'm going to just lay a regular city. Now I need to think about this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to place one of these like so as that's a free action I get to do at the start or the end of my turn. Is that really what I'm going to do? No, I'm not going to do that yet. All right, so let's move to him. He, of course, is going to just lay a 1-2 for a straight. I roll a 4. So 1-2 for that orientation. And that's what we get. So he's going to do that. Okay, so that's for his track. He can't afford to buy a share. He buys a train, so he gets another 2 train. He has 3 of them. And now we run our trains. Okay, so sorry for that. He's got obviously more trains than he knows what to do with. He's making $50, so $25 goes to him because he has a 50% share. And he will be able to buy a share next round. Okay, so then it gets to us, and we're gonna run for $60. And there's nothing much we can do about that. And so we make $30 out of that. And we could afford another share. And now they both go up, and we move to round 2. Okay, so it's back to us. Here's the million-dollar question. Do I buy a 2 train? And I think with how quickly these trains disappear, I'm not going to. I'm holding on to my $500. These 2 trains rust when a 4, or I'm sorry, they cripple when a 4 is purchased. So I could buy a 2 and a 3. And the dilemma I ran into is the exact same dilemma I ran into last game. Now, the thing I'm hurting myself, though, in is by not buying trains now, my revenue is really low. I mean, you saw I just made $30, and that was it. But I don't see myself with huge money making going on here anyways, so I think I'm okay. All right, so the other thing is actions. You know, what am I going to do with my actions? Because if I'm not buying a share, well, I could, actually. I could buy a share. I could lay a token, which is also an interesting option, especially if I'm going to have more trains. So I'm looking at how many brown cities there are, and there's not a lot. And he's going to make this one brown. We know that. And I could never beat him to the punch because he lays track while we're doing other actions. So I feel like I have no choice but to pay for a Y city, which is why maybe the other guy was the better choice. But I'm going to lay 2 sets of track again. So I'm going to do a straight and then a Y. So it's going to cost me $50 from the company. And then I'm going to cap it with one of these. And that is pretty. But I'm going to cap it with one of those. And I'm also going to pay the $40 to put a token here. So now I'm all of a sudden sitting in a better position, even with just a 2 train. Okay, so what's he gonna do? He would upgrade to green if he can, he can't. So he's gonna place a yellow city tile. So 1 or 2 for a straight, 3 or 4 for a curve. So he took a straight, so he's going like so. And then 1 or 2 for a straight, and he's getting a straight. And that's what his network looks like right now. So he did that because we're still in the Y cities. And he will buy a share, and he's buying he has 4 2 trains there. And for his share, it's 25, 35, 45. That's every dollar he has. 1 or 2 is mine, a 3 or 4 is his. So he's gonna buy one of my shares. So he takes a blue 10% and all of his money. He's down to 0. Okay, so now getting to us, our operating round, he, as you can see, has $50 here and then $40 there. So he's getting $90. And he would have put a token out as well. So he's getting $90. 9 times 5 is 45. 45 for him. So then we go and we're gonna get $50, $70. And then 7 times 5 is 35 for us. So not that much better. And he gets 7. 7 for him because he has 1 share. So both go up and we moved around 3. All right, so now do I make my move? I'm looking at buying both 3 trains, which is a risky move. But I think I'm going to do it because that'll unlock the green. And then what would happen is he's going to buy a 4 train, which will make the 2s go crippled. So we're going to take this as our 1 action, and then I'm going to take the yellow and green as our 2nd. So this is $300, but I get $30 off. So I'm only paying $270. So $30 comes back. This company is now unable to buy any more trains. So it's going to be quite crippled, and the 3 trains will last until the 3Ds are purchased, or the 4D. But the thing is the 3 trains will be strong until the 3Ds are purchased. So I'm taking a risk here. I am going to take, for my upgrade, I'm going to do the green Y city here. And I'm upgrading that one first because I also get to lay a yellow, and I'm going to move my yellow away from his network. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to build a nice long, extension there. And I could cap it off, but I'm not going to yet. I think it's a little too premature and early there. And I do have to concern myself with this because he doesn't have Y cities. So If I upgrade this, I'm at least claiming one of the tiles before he does, but I can only worry about so much right now. So it's his turn, and he is going to indeed upgrade the one, and it's always the closest to Mildendo. I actually caught that in the rules. So he's always upgrading the one closest to Mildendo, so it's either this orientation or that. So that orientation is a 1 or 2. I rolled a 3, so he's going to do it this way. And then a straight is a 1 or a 2. He rolls a 1. So he's doing that. That actually is going to hurt him. Okay. So he would buy a share, but he has $52. He doesn't have enough for a share. He's going to take a 4 train, which kills one of his 2 trains. And the train limit goes down to 3, so he kills his other 2 trains. So 2 of his trains are out of the game. So no worries there. And that's his situation right now. Okay, so we're going to run his companies. And you can see he can still only do 2 sets of 2. So these run for 60, those run for 50. So he's doing $11 a share. So he gets $55, which is pretty decent for him. So 55 for him. And then now we have a 3, 3, and a 2. So I can go 1, 2, 3, and then 2. So I'm actually limited myself. Having 2 3 trains was not necessarily the best thing in the world. In fact, I can get $150 back. Well, minus 15, so that'd be 135. I can get 135 back if I chose not to buy this. And then he would only have a 4 train, or a 3 train instead of a 4. That means my 2 train would not be crippled yet. You know what, I'm gonna do that. So I'm only gonna buy 1 train, so this train would be his. And technically he still has 4 trains in his arsenal. Not that he needed them. Because we didn't need to spend so much money. So I'm gonna give $135 back to my company so they can have more money for other future trains. So that's 250. I have like basically 275. Okay, so doing our run, like I said we would do, this is 50, 70, and 11, and then that's 15, 18. So $18 a share. So we get $90. That is cooking with Pam now. We're doing a lot better. And then they get 18. So I'm going to give them 20. They're going to be able to buy a share next round, as could we. Okay, so now revenues go up, and we moved to round 4. I'm going to do both track laying options. I'm not buying any trains, and I'm upgrading for the one. I'm doing the yellow plus green, and for the other one, we're going to do green. So we're getting everything upgraded all at once here. I am not connecting to the AI network. Gulliver is going to stay blocked. I'm claiming one of these before it's too late. And I will go ahead and go like so. And then I get to lay a yellow, which I could pay $50 for another Y city, but I don't think that's going to do me any good. So I'm going to just lay a straight $20 city. Actually, the $50 Y city probably would do me good, but that's taking more money from my company. I really should have gone with the Y city guy, because as you can tell, I like my Y cities. Nope, I have to make it what it is. So it is what it is, and I'll leave it be. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2. Yeah, I'm not even gonna be able to collect revenue from that city this round, but that's okay. So then what's he gonna do? He's gonna upgrade to this city here. And that's a 1-2 orientation, which was the smarter move. So now he has another route into Mildendo. So his revenue is going to go up quite a bit with that upgrade. And he will buy a share. So 1, 2 for him, 3, 4 for me. He's buying his own share. And that is, oh my goodness. His share is $65. So there's 50, 65. So he still has some change in his arsenal. And so forgive me for a second. I actually had a share drop underneath my table. So I need to lift this up. Okay, that could have gone very disastrously. All right, so share has been saved and recovered. Okay, now we do, he's buying the 4 train. So that comes on, these 2s go away because the limit is now 3. My 2 becomes crippled, so it's only half value. And we don't have enough money to buy more trains. So he's going to run with a 4, 3, and 2. And it's pretty simple for him. He's doing 2 here, 2 there, and then 2 here. So he does get to run a lot more money this time. So he's going to get 60 plus 60 plus 60. So $18 a share times 6. He's getting $108. And I have a feeling I'm losing this game. I just didn't get the start I wanted. And, oh well. All right, so we get to do a 3 train. So we're going to do 20 plus 40 plus 30 plus 40 for 1. And then a 35 for the crippled 2 train. So we get 165. So that's $82.50 for us. So I'm just giving 82. I'm rounding it down. And then he would get 16 for him. All right, so I'm going to look at my situation. Can we start buying another company? And the answer is probably not. I'm only sitting on $150, $200. I mean, I could start a company at $45 a share. If I had $225, which I do, that's a really crappy company that's not going to have enough money to buy good trains. So once again, I'm having a bad start. 200, 50, 60, 70. I can actually afford one more train with this guy, so I will probably do so. But we move up on the revenue, and we're on round 5 already. The game's almost already over. So I am going to have to spend 1 to buy a train. So I'm going to buy a 3 train. And since I get a 10% discount, I was able to buy it for $270. And brown tiles are not unlocked yet because that happens on his turn. So for my other action, I can do this yellow plus green track lay, or I could buy a share. I don't know which is better. I mean, all he got was an extra 16 bucks. So if I'd be paying $70 to pay. I mean, the thing about buying shares cheap is that they keep going up in value. So the money I spend now is going to be worth more for me later. I'm going to hold off. I want to do more track laying. So I'm going to lay a yellow plus a green. So the green is going to go in. And the yellow, I will do this. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 situation. And then I'm going to cap it. All right, so he goes and he's gonna lay a yellow tile. So is it gonna be a curve or a straight? Curve is 1, 2. It's gonna be a straight. So he's gonna lay a yellow straight and he's gonna lay his last token on that spot. And it looks like that. He's gonna buy a share. So 1, 2 for me. He's buying one of mine. And it's gonna cost him $70. So 25, 35, 45, 55. All right, he had $70. And I already gave him his share. Okay, so now we're gonna do operations. He is buying this 5 train, so browns are gonna be unlocked. And in buying the 5 train, the 2 companies are out of the game completely. They're rusted. All right, the train limit is now 2, so he loses this 3 train as well. So he now has a 5 and a 4, and we're gonna go ahead and operate his company. And with a 5 and a 4, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is for 1, 2. So he's gonna get some decent money here. So he's gonna get 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 20, and then 60 more for the other one. So 17 a share times 6, he gets 102 bucks. So right now he's beating us. He has a lot more shares and he's making more money. But all is not lost. We have a full 3 and a 4 train. So I am happy with that. And the 4 train is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then land in the other dock. And then the 3 train will just be these 2 for now because I can't go anywhere else. So with the 3 train, we're going to get $70. And then with the 4 train, we're going to get 20 plus 40 plus 30 plus 40 plus 30 plus 20. And so we get $25 a share. And the only thing that sucks is he's going to get 2 of those. But we get 125 bucks. And he gets 50 because he wisely invested in us. But that 125 helps us a lot. All right, so they move up. And then this also moves up. Okay, so here's our situation. There's still another 5 train in the kitty. I don't want it. So we're gonna let him buy that because the 3Ds are gonna rust or cause our 3 train to be crippled. I'm gonna wait for that 3D. That's what I wanna buy with my new company. So we don't wanna start a new company this round. We just wanna make money. He unlocked brown tracks, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take both of these for the brown tiles. So we can get as much brown upgraded as possible. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rob from him. I'm going to take these 2 brown cities so he can't get them. And the Y brown city will be waiting for us on another turn. So in doing so, I got my upgrades in, and he's screwed. So that's one of the things we're doing to him. Now granted, it's not as much revenue as a brown Y city would have been, but it's still the better move in this situation. Technically speaking, yeah, or he's only going to upgrade one city this round. So I'm going to do the brown Y. Because that's going to give me better revenue. And where was this one? Oh, it was on my thing. Okay. All right, so that is our turn. We just upgraded 2-track. Now for his turn, he's going to obviously buy this 5 train, which makes the 4 go away. Doesn't do him anything. He's going to upgrade to a brown, this city here. And then he's going to roll 1, 2 for a straight. He rolled a 4. So he's going to roll 1, 2 for this orientation. He rolled a 1. So what he rolled for was that orientation right there. So that's his upgrade. And he can buy 1 more stock. No, he cannot. He already bought his 3 stocks. So now he's going to start a company, in fact. So 100, and in fact that 4 train is not going to, this 5 train that he took from the thing is going to go to his new company. 250. He has 260. So let's figure this out. He can do a $50 company for $250. So we're gonna do, he's gonna do a $50 company. We're gonna give him the black company because I'm unoriginal. We're always gonna give him the same company as before. So I'm gonna give him the black company. He only gets 1 token. 1 token is gonna go on the board at 50. The other token goes here. And then he gets the new 5 train. So the old company sticks with the 4. So that's his situation. And then of course, that's his last share that he's gonna purchase this game. All right, so now we do our operations. So we're gonna start with the black company who only has a 5 train. And he can hit all of his cities, so 30 plus 40 plus 30 plus 20 is $120, so 12 times 5, he's getting $60. So he is running away with some money right now. And then the yellow train is also going to get 120 because he's running the exact same route with his 5. And then he gets to add 60 more. So the yellow company is going to run for 18 times 5. So he's getting $90 for that. And so he's already sitting on 150 bucks. Okay, so now it's us. We have a 4 and a 3. And we're going to run for 20 plus 40 plus 30 plus 50 plus 40 plus 20. That's 1 train. And then we're going to run for 80 for the other train. That's 28 a share times 5. We're going to get $140 for ourselves. And we're actually doing quite good there. And then he's getting $56 for him. I still think I'm losing. And the reason I'm losing is when I start a new company, it consumes both of my actions. I have to do one action to buy the share. I have to do another action to buy a train. And that's what's killing me. I can always withhold, but I don't want to. So anyways, here's our situation. We're already on turn 7. So I have to start a company, or otherwise I'm not going to be able to. And I'm going to lose this ability to upgrade. So remember, I took the Y city thinking I had time to do this. I don't have time to do that. So I'm just looking at my my money here. So let me show you the situation. There's 1, 2, 3, 400, and 50, 75, 85, 95. That's 500. So $500 and some change. So 500, 10, 25, 30. I can start a $100 a share company right now, which is very good. He's going to be taking a 3D from there, and when he does, the 3 trains are going to get crippled. So right now is the time to start a company. The problem with that is I wanted to get this to brown, and I can't. If I get this to brown, then I prevent him from upgrading to brown. And here's my dilemma. That cost me an action. One of the 2 actions I need to start my company. So it hurts, is what I'm trying to say. I could start a company on the very last turn of the game, which also hurts. And let's say I did do this brown action, right? For one of my 2 actions. What would my other action be? I think my other action would be is I'd buy a share, because I wouldn't buy a share of a new company yet, but I could buy a share of an old company, right? There's no harm in that. I could buy a share of his companies, because now that I know his companies are going to make good cash, you know, with his doublers, that may not be a bad idea, right? Let's buy a share of his nonsense. That's, I think, my dilemma right now. And I'm going to do it because this is going to prevent him from making more money. So I'm going to prevent him from making cash more than I'm going to try to make cash of my own. So that's one of my actions. And my other action is I am going to buy a share of his yellow company for $90. So I'm going to spend 100 here and take 10 back. And so I just bought a share of his yellow company, thinking maybe that's going to be better than having another share of my blue company. I don't know. But I'm going to ride this train. And I still have 1, 2, 3, 4. I no longer have $500. Yeah. I'll do it. So let's move on. On his turn, he would upgrade the green, but he can't because I screwed him. And then he's going to upgrade this. And I don't think it matters which way it's oriented anymore. So I'm not going to roll dice. And we'll go ahead and just do that. For his thing, he can't buy any more shares, but he does get a train, and he's taking a 3D train, which will now go to his new company, the black company. And the purchase of that causes our 3 train to get crippled. So it's now crippled. And now we do operations. So he has a 3D and a 5. So this is where it gets interesting. Is it better to add up 5 or is it better to do a 3D for him? I think I'm going to do... I'll do the 5. No, I can't. He can't do this route. I gave him improper money last time. He only has 1 token. That token has to be in every route. So all he can do is 1 route here and then 1 route there. So I'm going to go ahead and double the outside route. So 80 plus 60 plus 60 is his 3D train. And then he's going to do 70 for the inner one. So he's going to get 27 a share. And so that's $135 for Mr. Gulliver. He's definitely doing well for himself. Okay, and then the yellow company has a 5 and a 4. So now he can do this route because he has a token. So his will be 30 plus 40 plus 30 plus 30 plus 60. He gets 19 a share and he has 6 shares. So he gets $114. So I gave him 115, took back a 1. And then we actually get $19. So I'm going to take $20 from myself here and give back 1. All right, so now looking at our money, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 25, 35, 45, 50, 450. I could start a $90 company with that. That's decent because that's at least $900 in train money. All right, guess I'm okay with that. All right, so now we're going to run our company. So we have a 4 and a crippled 3. So the 4, of course, is going to get to hit them all. So we're going to get 20 plus 40 plus 40 plus 50 plus 40 plus 20. So you can see that is his 4 train. And then his crippled train is going to run for 40, which is half of 80. So we still get $25 a share. So 25 times 5 for us is $125. Oh, hold on. Should he withhold? If he withholds, he gets $250. That's not even enough to buy a 3D train. So, nope, he's not withholding. He will pay out. So we're going to just ride that to the bitter end. Okay, so everything goes up. We were in the final round of the game. And yes, I'm going to start a new company. So it's going to be these 2 trains and this. And we're going to spend everything we got. That's 550, 75, 585. So I can start a $115 company. So 115 times 5 is $575. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 75. And I'll go ahead and start this purple company. And I'm going to start him there. And he's going to start at 115 on the stock track. I also made another mistake in the last game that actually would have benefited me again, and that is when we do the double run at the end, I think they get a double stock bump. And I think I forgot, I definitely forgot to do that. Yeah, all players on the share chart move 2 spaces to the right. So, remember, in that last game, my stock value was higher than his because I had better valued shares. So if everything would have bumped 1 more space to the right, this number would have gone up for me. It would have gone up for him as well, but not as much as mine. And his victory was still pretty sound, but I still think it was a closer game than it really was. That and giving him the Y City, like the YouTuber pointed out to me, was not necessarily necessary. or in the rules. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I started a $115 company. So that means I have $1,150. Okay. I get to buy 2 trains with this. So I want to buy a 3D and a 4D. So 650 plus 500 is exactly $1,150, but I get a 10% discount. So I would only have to spend $1,000. I don't think it makes a lick of difference. But I just bought 2 Gucci trains. And the unfortunate part is I want a cross-buy, right? I would have loved to have gotten one of these trains into this company here, but I can only do 2 actions with the train here. So by buying the 2 trains, I sort of sealed my fate. It would have been nice to give one of these trains to Blue, but I couldn't. Before I forget, I was supposed to give the AI Gulliver $50 from my Blue company, because my Blue company did make money. Okay, so those are my 2 actions. I started a company and I bought 2 trains. And since the 4D is purchased, this 3 rests out of the game, and our 4 is now crippled. So we're going to finish the game with a crippled 4 for the Blue company, but that was all we can do. I don't think there was any other way around it. He is going to, I'm just going to get this out of the way now, he is going to get 1 4D, and that is going to go replace this 4 company here. And this 4 would have been crippled for him. So he doesn't have all the trains, the Gucci trains like he had last time. This is a very different game. And I think some of it's because I kept it slow. I refused to start a new company. I refused to buy trains. And so by delaying all of that, I actually delayed him. So it's very interesting. Now, as far as track laying goes, he gets to lay track. And here's where the rules really start to get wonky. He's going to lay the track here instead of over there, which might have helped his 5 company more, because he could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 out the end. But now we had to put this here because it always has to be closest to Mildendo. And so now it's going to be this wonky. It says, if Gulliver has several choices to place a yellow city tile, he chooses the one which is nearer to Mildendo. Always. And only the tiles that have his tokens are upgraded. So he would have never have upgraded that yellow tile that he just placed. But that's okay. This is the last round of the game. So we're going to go ahead and do some operations. He's got a 3D with this one and a 5, and then a 4D and a 5. So let's do black first. Black only has 1 token, so we can do the 4D around, and then the 3D is just going to have to be those 2 cities. So 80 plus 40 for the 3D, and then 60 plus 80 plus 60 plus 60. For the 4D, he's getting 38 a share. He just got 190 bucks. So 200, and then give him back 10. Okay, so now he has a 5 and a 4D, and I think we're gonna do something similar. We're gonna have to go 1, 2, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, all doubled. And then for the 5, he can just do those 2 cities there. So for the 5, he just gets 60 bucks. And then for the 4D, he's going to get 60 plus 80 plus 60 plus 60. That's 32 a share. And he has 6 shares. So he's getting 192. All right, so I'm giving him $200 and just take him back 8. All right, so you're seeing the situation now. he does not have nearly as much cash as last time. Oh, I forgot, everything's doubled. So he got 190 last time. So that means I would give him $200 and take a 10, and then $200 and take back 8 more. So his cash is actually looking just fine now. I forgot, this is double time. So he bumps 2 with both companies. And I'm gonna go ahead and just bump mine as well because they're both paying out. Okay, so coming over to here, you can see we have a crippled 4. So I'm just gonna double the cities. Well, let's just do it the right way. 20 plus 40 plus 40 plus 50 plus 40 plus 20 is this, 210. But it's a crippled, so I have to divide it by 2. But then it's a double round, so then I multiply it by 2. So it's 210. So 21 times 5 is $105 for us. So we get 105. And then he gets 21 times 2 is 42 for him. And I just realized we get paid for yellow. So he had, after he doubled, or his times 6 shares was 192. So 192 divided by 6 was 32 a share. So we get $32 for us because we own one of his shares. Okay, so now we go to the purple share, which I wish we owned more shares, but we don't. We have 5 shares, wherever that 5 share thing is. Okay, and then but the purple company has a 4D and a 3D, and we're gonna go bonkers. So we have a 20 plus a 40 plus a 40 plus a 50 plus a 40 plus a 20. That's our 4 route. Okay, so that's 210. And then we get to multiply it by 2 because we had a doubler train. Then we get to multiply it by 2 again. So we're getting 84 a share times 5 shares. Or no, I'm sorry. That's just 840, okay? So then we have $80 here. And we have to multiply that by 2 and then by 2 again. That's 320 because we have a doubler for these 2 cities. So that 320 plus 840 is $116 a share times 5. We get 580, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna just take 600 and put back 20. All right, so let's see how we did. For Mr. Gulliver here, I'm gonna put this here. So we're gonna have a new cash and a new stock, and then for us a new cash and a new stock, and then of course a new total. So for him, his cash was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,100, 200, 300, 27. 1,327, which is way lower than the 2,040 he had last time. And that is because we did 2 things. Number 1, we didn't let him get the nice Gucci trains like he got last time. And then number 2, we screwed him on his cities. We took the browns before he could. So that's an interesting way to play this game. And so 1,327. And then his stock. He has 6 shares of yellow times, I'm gonna move these up, $120. So 6 times 120 plus 2 times 120, because he has some of our blue company, plus 5 times 70. He has 1,310. So his share values are actually better. And then that's plus 1327. Now his share values are better, but remember we forgot to do the double bump last time. So 2637 is his final score, and that's way lower than the 3325 he had. Okay, now it gets to us. I can tell you with certainty we don't have as much cash. So this game is going to be close. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $128. That's all we have. So 728 is way lower than him. And then let's look at our stock. We have one yellow stock for 120 plus 5 times 120 for our blue stock plus 5 times 135 for our purple stock, 1395, and we lost again. So 1395 plus the 728 is 2123. We lost by $500. So we were able to hurt him, but we hurt ourselves too. And I liked the Admiral. I felt his 10% train thing didn't help us at all. The $20 C-zones were nice, especially when you get to double them, but they were very difficult to set up, and I'm not sure. I'm actually beginning to think this guy right here has it. That revenue in the early game is huge. But we lost again, folks. So the AI is certainly challenging. I think I made a lot of excellent decisions in this one, but it wasn't enough. The only thing that maybe, I mean, as you saw, I was holding out to be able to buy those really nice trains with the new company. And the strategy sort of worked. But in doing so, I wasn't buying shares of my own company along the way. And if I would have had like more shares of this blue stock, I mean, if you look at this, I had room for 2 more certificates. 2 more certificates at $120 would have been $240. And if I add $240 to my score, I still would have lost. So I guess it doesn't matter. So, yes, the AI is tough. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.